Hey, what up, guys? My name is Chris. This is Wheelhouse Trading, and welcome to the Wheelhouse. So I just wanted to make a quick video and just kind of talk about a few things. I know I've been talking a lot about my system, and I'm going to continue to talk about it because I'm only on YouTube to help you guys. Remember, I was retired. I don't need YouTube. I'm literally doing this to help you. Now, I also am a big I've studied for many years about economics and finance, and it's what I majored in, and I have a degree in it. I was a CEO of 3 major global companies, and done a lot in my life. And I basically got on YouTube to simply help people. And what happened was this. I was on like the Facebook groups, and even on some YouTube channels too. And especially on Facebook. I mean, Facebook is God, it's so bad. People are in these groups and they're just like, it's just straight FOMO, like no education. Like you have one guy literally asking a dumb question and another guy giving a dumber answer, and then the first guy buying it, and then like 50 other people buying it, and then they all lose money and they're all crying the next day. And I know you know what I'm talking about, and I don't mean to be a jerk, but this is what I see out there. They simply just don't know. And so I was like, oh man, like, and I knew all the time, like, no, don't buy that. Oh man, like, and I would just read, I guess, troll it or whatever. Sometimes I comment, but I just saw that constantly in all these Facebook groups, and then I get on YouTube, and it's better on YouTube, but still not like phenomenal, still some misinformation. So I'm like, okay, well, this guy, he just had a YouTube channel and he likes stocks, and now he's trying to figure it out as he goes. But it's like one thing after another, that's just not correct information. Then you got another one, and he's just like horrible. He's from a different country than I live in, and he's got a whole bunch of people that watch him in the morning, and he's just, he has no idea what he's doing. Like, literally no idea. And I was just like, oh my God, like all these people are subscribed and all these people are hungry and they want information, and they're getting like the false information. Then I was like, God, I can only imagine how far down people are in their portfolios. Are they down like 10%? Well, then I kind of like started the Discord and I started doing the courses, and I found out people were down like 80%. And I was like, whoa, I knew it was bad. I didn't know it was that bad. So then I was like, okay, well, I'm really gonna try to help people. And right now, I came out and I had said, look, I will teach you how to see the future, and I will teach you how to print money. Those are 2 things you probably think are impossible and that I'm totally crazy. Well, first of all, let me tell you something. I am totally crazy, okay? But that's okay. Some of the crazy people out there have done some of the most remarkable things in the world. Okay, let's look at Albert Einstein. They called him crazy. They call a lot of people that were highly successful crazy, and I'm a highly successful person. So I'm just going to level with you. I know people are worried about rate hikes. I already told you the answer. You don't have to worry about it. The market will crash. We are going to have a recession. This is my field of study for 20 years. You don't have to find a million reasons why it's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you something. You're not going to want to hear it. The market was propped up, okay, so that wouldn't happen during COVID, so that they could figure out COVID. Now that COVID's figured out, we got to pay the price, okay? You can talk supply chip shortages or supply shortages, chip shortages. You can talk midterms. You can talk Ukraine, Russia. You can talk rate hikes. You can talk everything. But none of it really matters. There's no justification, guys, and there's no reason, and none of it matters. What has happened was supposed to happen, and what will happen is supposed to happen, okay? The Fed will raise the market. The Fed will crash the market. It's that simple. The same way the Fed crashes the market in the past is what they're doing now. They're literally pulling that card. Why are they doing it? Why are they putting us in a recession? I've already explained it. I'll explain it again. When the Fed raises rates 3 times in 1 year, or announces they're going to raise rates 3 times in 1 year, that has historically always been the end of a bull run, okay? Now, why do they want to crash the market? Well, it's simple. They can either raise rates, fight inflation. That's number one. Or they can keep rates at zero and let inflation run hot and run the risk of losing the US dollar's value and the reserve world currency. So of course they're going to choose number one, but guess what? They have a plan, because when they raise the rate, they build a framework to raise the rate right now, which gives us the crash. Later, they can lower the rate, because that is what historically pulls us out of a recession. So in their minds, this framework is a tactical plan to deal with it like a Band-Aid for the time being. Now, I can give you 50 other reasons why it's going to happen, and you can combat me on 50 other things and why it might not. And you know what? You're totally right. You have about 4% that you could be right. There's totally that chance that it might not happen, but most likely it's gonna. But what I've been trying to explain to you over and over and over and over since the beginning of this channel is that none of it matters. The only thing that matters is the system that I created. Now, if you saw the title, it says 940 trades, $308,000 in 2 trading weeks. Yep, that's me. Everybody's freaking out. Everybody's losing money. Not me. I'm up 30%. I put $1 million in. I'm up 308K. I'm sending over 3 more million. I'm going to accelerate it. I don't care if it goes up or down. I prefer up, but I'm okay with down. I can ride it up. I can ride it down. I know how to maneuver the market. I am a trend trader. Okay, typically by nature, I'm a pivot to pivot momentum-based swing trader, and I like position trading and using classic stops. That's not working. That hasn't been working for a while. I'll tell you another thing. We're already in a bear market, guys. It started last February when the small cap started to crumble, which is also a leading indicator that a crash is coming. We're making lower highs on the indexes. Over 50% of all the stocks are below the 200, and they've already lost 50% of their value from a year ago. This is what's called underlying weakness. I made a video on it. I also made a video on recessions. Actually, you should just watch all my videos because I pretty much lay it down. Listen, I am not the guy. I don't BS. I am not the guy that's going to get on YouTube in the morning and say, Bitcoin is going to crash and go down. And then get on YouTube in the evening and say, Bitcoin's going to the moon. No, I'm going to tell you straight up like I did. Bitcoin is going from here down to this pivot. And I didn't make a video on Bitcoin ever since, did I? And then I hit the pivot and I told you what's going to happen next. And that's what's going to happen next. I'm pretty darn sure about it. In fact, since I made that video, it has done exactly what I thought it was going to do. And I still believe that it is going back to all-time high by March 10th. And you go watch that video. In fact, I'm going to make a more detailed video on Bitcoin about this because I feel very strong about this. I understand how big money thinks. I understand how a controlled, calculated chart will look like. I understand economics really well. I understand finance really, really well. I understand all about markets, okay? It's my specialty. So, look, crash might be coming. Don't worry about it. What you need to do is you need to figure out how I made 308K when everybody else is losing millions or hundreds of thousands or whatever. And believe me, they all are. In fact, I was really disappointed because somebody that I kind of look up to and that I like a lot, he's a hedge fund manager, and him and I, we do things identical, actually, in almost all markets, and we're both very, very, very successful. But he said something in an interview the other day, and I was a little thrown back by it at first, but then I thought about it. He said something like, you know, in all my time, traders were never successful over time, and only the long holders were still around. And I thought to myself, so you just got moved to all cash, which is actually what I do naturally because I'm by default. I literally robotically by default, when I see things happen on the index, I move to cash. That's why every time I tell you guys to get out and I move to cash, and then I listen to everybody else complain and cry for weeks and months about it, and I'm sitting there in cash just taking snipe shots, boom, 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 just stacking chips. you know. And I'm not trying to brag. I'm just trying to tell you guys, like, there is another way, and I know the way. I have created the way. It's a probability system, and it works. It works. It's been through thousands and thousands of beta tests. Okay, I have done everything to figure it out. I made courses on it. I got on YouTube. I'm sharing it. We have a lot of subscribers now. We have a lot of people learning. People are making money now. And just you know, here, I'll just show you. So as an example, right here, see right here, total transactions, 939 of them. Look, January 14th. Let's go. How many pages? I mean, look, I'm not playing around. Like, I even set up a simulator for everybody to practice my strategy so that they can learn it and perfect it, and then they can actually go do it in real money like I do. I do it in real money, and then I throw it in the simulator, you know, so that people can see, you know, but I always do it in my real money first. I do the stop loss. I plan everything out on every stock, entry and exit. I execute it, then I go to the stop, and I move, you know, I'll have my brokerage open at all times, and then I'll do that for everybody else, you know, so they can see it, and people can actually look at the trades and, you know, see why I go up so fast. And I don't know if I've had a down day, even one day in January, not even one. I might have had one. I don't know if it was January or the end of December where I went down like 20 grand in one day, but maybe that was January. I don't remember. But regardless, I'm up almost 310K on that first million I sent over, and I just transferred quite a bit, 4.5 million from one brokerage to my bank, and I'm moving it over. So I'm going to accelerate my gains, and I'm going to crush it. I don't care about if I got to go up or down. I don't care about all this stuff going on. When the CPI report came out, or sorry, when the minutes came out, the Fed minutes, I didn't even watch it. I just had all my screens and all my charts going, and I had a plan, okay? If it went bearish, I was going to short a ton of stuff. In fact, I think I showed you that. I made like 55K in like 1 hour, right? Here's the day. Here's the day. Look, 1-5. This is January 5th, okay? The minutes came out, and I had a plan. If it all went bullish, I was going to go long on a bunch of stuff. Well, it didn't. I had a plan. If it went bearish, I was going to short a bunch. So it went bearish. I closed all my longs. I opened a whole bunch of shorts, and boom, made 55 or, oh, sorry, 50, almost 59,000. Sorry, I didn't even realize. I mean, you know? So, look. If you guys want to make money and you want to stop stressing, I don't want you to leave the market just because you have bad information or you're scared and you don't understand it. I understand it, and I can help you, okay? Come in the Discord for free. Don't pay for anything. Ask people. They're gold. Their names are going to be in gold or purple or red, okay? Red is manager, purple is moderator, and gold is Jedi. Come in there for free. Ask anybody that is gold or purple or red and say, hey, what do you think of Chris? What do you think of his courses? Is it worth it? Should I pay $99 a month? Maybe $99 is a lot to you. I don't know. If it is, I don't think you should be in the stock market to begin with, quite frankly. But if that's what you want to do, I will absolutely coach you. In fact, I'll give you one-on-one coaching, 10 hours. I will help you. We'll look at your portfolios, come up with a plan. I'll start to understand all the problems that happen, and we will stop that right away and curb that problem. And we'll start getting you on the path to success and making money, okay? You also get all my trade alerts. You get all the courses. These are some of the courses, okay? So in these folders, there might be multiple. Like, for instance, I just uploaded right here a second video. It's still uploading right here. Capital protection. These two courses right here are like 2.5, maybe, I don't know, 2 hours, 3 hours. I mean, it's a lot, you know, and so you go through, you know, all my indicators, you know, my charting, my setup. Now, you know, just so you know, like all my indicators and probability system I created, I basically rewrote all the settings and stuff. So it's not some standard stuff at all. Everything I do is not standard. Okay, it is definitely out of the box. It takes discipline. You cannot do part of my system and part of somebody else's. You have to do exactly my system, how I say to do it, exactly. And you will make money over time. Your win rate is 7 to 8 out of 10 times, sometimes higher, but you gotta listen. And all the answers are right here and in the one-on-one coaching. How the hell did I take 940 trades in the first 10 trading days of the month and make 310K off $1 million, which is not a lot of money, by the way. $1 million, you can't do much with $1 million. You need to have a lot of millions to like live well. So you can do it with 50 grand. You can do it with 5 grand. You know, you gotta do it a specific way though. Okay. And I can help you with any budget and any market environment. It's not easy, but I can teach you how to do it. And you have to be in front of a screen and you have to understand some technical analysis, and you will need some money to trade. I think that, you know, from beginner, like never been in the stock market, or like intermediate, people that have even been in stock market for a year or something, it would be helpful. Even expert. Do you think that I don't wake up every day to learn? Of course I do, because the day you stop learning is the day you start dying. Okay? I'm not dying, I'm learning. And I wake up every day to learn, and I'm excited. I'm passionate about trading. I'm passionate about charting. I'm passionate about the stock market and the crypto market. But I know that you can get wrecked. I know that you can get decimated if you don't know what you're doing. And I'll be honest with you, I lost about $500,000 of my own money using other people's systems and listening to other people and doing things. And you know, that's what you call tuition. That's what you call a learning curve. Well, I got tired of it and I did something about it. I took the best of the best strategies from all the best professional and most profitable traders in the world, including world champion traders, including people that wrote the rules for Wall Street. Some of the biggest players in the game. I took the best in breed from each one of them and compiled them to how I do things. And lo and behold, those systems and those people are phenomenal. And they work. And there's one in particular that is like the best of the best. It's the Can Slim method. And I'm a huge proponent of Can Slim. I love it. But I do my technicals different, except for the base breakout part. Well, probably not only that. I mean, but that part is, I'm definitely a breakout trader, and understanding those bases are very, very important. But I do my technical analysis. You know, it's a little bit different. Everything I do, it's momentum based, and there are similarities within my technical analysis, but mine is, it's very, very, very detailed in the way that I do it, and there's you know, specific things that happen. So it's kind of like, the way I like to explain it is like a lottery ticket. Okay, you have a lottery ticket. You pick 5 numbers and you get a bonus number, a Powerball or whatever it's called. Okay, the first number pops up, you got it. Second number pops up, you got it. Third number, she says it on the TV, you got it, you're halfway home. Fourth number pops up, you got it. Fifth number pops up, you're made, you're rich, you're papered up, baby. Money printer is out. But if you get the Powerball, you get the 6th one, it's, well, you know the kind of money I'm talking about, right? So what I do with my technical analysis is I have 12 different things, okay? And each thing is worth a percentage, okay? And depending on how many things qualify, it raises the percentage, which raises the probability. Everything in the stock market is about risk and probability. It's not about politicians. It's not about interest rates. It's not about the Ukraine, okay, and Russia. It's not about the Suez Canal. It's not about a chip shortage. It is about earnings, okay? It is about products and services and companies and a lot of things like that. But What I'm saying is everything is about risk and probability. It's about the odds, the chances of it going down, the chances of it going up. And the highest that you can get is 96% chance that it will go up and 96% chance that it'll go down. And I personally only mess with the 96 percentile stuff, okay? And that's why my premium technicals always go green. That's why if you go look in the comment section of my last video that says premium technicals, people are in there saying, man, I put everyone that you said in a watch list, like you said, called the wheelhouse, and every single one of them went green. Guys, that has been going on since any of you even knew me. And the ones that do know me know that every one of my picks do go green, because I know what I'm looking for. And it's all based on this probability system. It's a 12-point system. Now, it's not just learning that. All these other things, how I find my sources, there's specific places, okay? There's a lot of stocks out there, and there's a lot of stocks you do not need. Remember, you can buy any stock in the stock market with your hard-earned money. So why not buy the best ones with the best earnings, the best revenue, okay, the best pre-tax and after-tax margin? Why not have the ones with the best products and services and management? Why not have the ones coming out of the right bases or right off the bottom pivot spots? You're going to learn how to trade with the trend. You're going to learn the sources. You're going to learn how to set up a watch list. And I don't mean just set up a watch list, some random hey, this is what I like. This is what I'm watching in my watch list. No. You're going to learn to set up a watch list. 1 hour qualifiers. We'll go through that later. Open trades, revenge trading, neural trading. You don't even know what it is. Premium shorts, Jedi compound, leverage bull, leverage bear, infrastructure, crypto plays, panics hitters, leaderboard, vortex trading. You know what vortex trading is? Bar chart, top 100, 9 EMA bull list, biggest earners, biggest decliners, biggest gainers, sectors. Let's look at electric vehicles, financial, consumer, communication, healthcare, real estate, utilities, consumer staples, information tech, shorts, mega caps, Dow, ARCs, on and on and on. Okay, so I'm gonna teach you that. All right, but then, that's not the right one, sorry. But then I want to teach you how to set your alerts, okay? Breakout coming, support, bounce, move, stop loss about to get hit, you're getting notified constantly. I'm going to teach you how to do aftermarket prep. I'm going to teach you what you got to be doing on the weekend. We're going to help you with the trade log, okay? We're going to teach you how to spot tops and bottoms, how to watch your macros. What are the market phases? 8 essential tips you must know. Fundamentals and everything on fundamentals. It is the core. Blended earnings. Secular rotations. Sectors. Institutional holdings. Okay. Identifying leaders. Laws of charting. How to short a market. How to use stop losses. Capital protection. The ways of the Jedi, which is a special folder with the super Jedi arts, the stuff from my system. Candlesticks, formations, more formations, supports, resistances, chart patterns, reversal patterns, trend lines, saucers and spikes, reverse islands, continuation patterns, price gaps, exhaustion gaps, key reversal day, moving averages, trading declines, position sizing, trade management, trading psychology, and there's going to be about 25 more folders, and each folder will probably have 2 to 3 videos in it. You want reference material? Come over here, okay? You want to learn about options, okay? Look at all these folders, just in the one folder, okay? Hedge fund stuff, futures, forex, financial management, regulations, okay? Technical analysis, swing trading, stop orders, short selling, volatility and VIX, Wall Street collection, master trading collection. It goes on and on. I'm not letting you guys down. For 99 bucks a month, like I say, you're going to come out of there extremely knowledgeable and extremely successful. I get a little frustrated, and I apologize. I want to apologize. I get frustrated sometimes, and it's not other people's fault. And I'm certainly not better than other people. I just get frustrated that when bad information is out there, okay? When I hear people say things like, I'm going to hold forever, I get upset. I'm not going to lie, I get upset. Because I know that in 1929, if you held, you waited till 1955, okay? About 25 years to break even. And I know that if you bought Microsoft and Intel at the top of the dot-com crash, okay, then it took you 10 years to get 1/3 of your money back. You didn't even get to even. And same thing with 1962. It took you 18 years to get even. Same thing with the financial crisis, okay? It took you about 10, 11 years to get to even, okay? So no, you can't sell me on the fact that you should hold forever, okay? I'm also not a fan of dollar cost averaging in this market. In fact, I think it's not the brightest thing, although I do think dollar cost averaging is a successful strategy, and I will endorse it and back it because it is proven and it is good. But I don't like it in this market. I like having everything in cash basically at the end of the day, and I know it sucks because there's stuff that I want to be in, but you can't trust this market. And the only thing you can trust is that the market is volatile and that there's a high probability it's going to come down and you don't even know exactly when, so you don't want to be in. And speaking of not wanting to be in, let me give you another fact. Did you know that since 1900 to today, that there has only been a 27 or 29, let's call it 29% net gain on the stock market? And I'm sure you guys are like, wait a minute, how does that make any sense? I mean, how could that possibly make any sense, Chris? You have everything looks like it's going up, right? Let's go grab the Dow, actually. Let's grab the Dow, right? I mean, everything looks like it's going up. Shit, let's even go on the weekly. Okay? I mean, it looks like it's going up. So how can you tell me, Chris, that it only goes up 27% of the time? 29% of the time, excuse me. Okay. Well, what I'm telling you is factual, first of all. Second of all, it's simply because there are these huge drawdowns, okay? And they take about, really it's 1.7 years or 1.8 years from peak to trough, like when they correct, okay? So call it 3 years. But really, it's about 1.5 to 1.7, 1.8 years down, and the same going up. All right. Because of these big drawdowns, like COVID, which was a fast one, or the financial crisis, or 18, and a lot of dips in 15 and 16, and it goes on forever. You got 72 through 74. You got that whole Nixon scandal and the oil embargo. You got right before that, you got Vietnam, a hawkish Fed. Monetary policy and inflation, you had problems in the early 80s. There's all kinds of things that happen, guys, and I study this. This is like what I have been studying for 2 decades. Okay, so when I say there's only a 29% net gain over the last 121 years, it's true, and the reason why is because over that 121 years. Even though the chart looks like it's going up, there has been a whole bunch of times when it has gone down and taken a long time to get back to even. So those years get erased, basically, and they actually pull down. That's why if it only went up, people would be making more than 7 or 10% by holding long term, right? So realistically, I teach you different strategies and I teach you different methods for different market types because not all markets are the same. They're not cut from the same cloth. The market that we're dealing with right now is what I call a revolver market. Okay? You got a snub, 38 snub. Okay? You got 6 holes. You got 5 bullets. We'll put it to your head. We're gonna see if it goes bang bang or if we get up and trade again in the morning. You don't want to be sitting at that table. You don't want to be playing that game. So why are you in the market? Especially if you know that it only has a net gain over the last 121 years of 29%. So why would you have 100% of your money in 100% of the time? You wouldn't. If you were an astute investor or trader, you would learn why that doesn't make any sense. So no, I'm not a fan of dollar cost averaging. While I'm on a roll, let me tell you what else I'm not a fan of, and don't really believe holds as much water as everybody on the news and everybody on YouTube says. Price to earnings ratios. They haven't really played for about 25 years, guys. They haven't. They used to be a big deal. They might be in the future. Currently, there is definitely value compression going on. Absolutely. I see it. I'm not feeling it because I'm in cash, but I see it. So maybe it's going to come back. But for about 2 decades, it hasn't been the biggest thing. It's actually quite interesting because it was a big thing. You know, you go back to the Jesse Greenblatts, and you look at, there's been eras where price to earnings and value, you have to understand. Let me explain this to you. Okay. Let me explain an acceleration phase to you. Okay. Some of you might understand this and know this, and I apologize. I'm not trying to waste your time. First of all, actually, before I explain acceleration, let me explain why I don't believe in the whole PE thing. Okay. Number one, if you are only out there looking for low PE, then you are not looking for leaders. And I'm a believer in having the leaders, the ones that go up the most. The 600 biggest winners of the stock market ever, they were all leaders. And guess what? They all had super high PE ratios. Why? Why did they have super high PE ratios? Well, it's a pretty simple answer. Supply and demand. They have a product, they have a service that people want, and they're willing to pay more for. But Chris, I want the bargain. I want the bargain. I want that low PE. I want that number 4, that number 8 PE. Great, you're not getting the leader. And guess what? There's a reason why it has a low PE. Have you ever thought of it? It's because they don't have good earnings, because they're out of favor, because they're in the wrong sector, because they're on the verge of bankruptcy, because there was a scandal. But there's a reason why the PE is low, okay? So look, there's a reason the PE is low, and there's a reason it's called value, okay? And there's a reason that the PE is high, and there's a reason it's called growth, okay? So let's get back to the acceleration cycle. So first, it starts with a company that's not doing good, in the wrong sector, and has a low PE. There's always going to be a group of people out there that want to buy cheap, okay? Let's say you smoke herb, okay? I live in a state where you can smoke herb, not a big deal. You can smoke it right in front of a cop, not a big deal. Okay, so let's say you smoke herb. Are you the kind of person that wants the shittiest herb you can get? Or are you the person that wants to get the best herb you can get? Well, I'm the kind of guy that wants to get the best I can get. So I want to play with the leaders. But there are some people that are cheap. There are people that literally penny pinch. Okay? And they want value. They want to get a deal. So they go after the lowest price to earnings ratio, despite the fact that the reason they have a low price to earnings ratio is because they have decelerated into oblivion down to that level because nobody wants them except the cheapest guy on the planet. Okay? That is value. Then what happens is that company has a good earnings. Okay, they have an earnings per share beat. And hopefully they have an annual revenue beat. Okay, so the earnings per share, it's quarter over quarter and the same quarter from the year prior. And the annual revenue, it's annual, so it's higher than the last year. It's going in the right direction. That creates momentum. Okay, so first there's value, then there's an earnings, and then there's momentum. Okay. That's pretty much level 1 and 2. So next happens, they have another good earnings. Okay, all right, they're on radars. Okay, now they're creeping up above the 200 right here. Ribbons are going blue, and they're starting to see some accumulation. Well, now they're getting institutional support, and the price action is going up. Now they have a third earnings beat. Okay, definitely on the radar. Institutions are now picking them up. Retail probably still doesn't know too much about them, but institutions are now hiring analysts to watch the stock and the company and the projects and the products and the services and keep an eye on it and give a Wall Street analyst estimate. Okay, then they have another earnings and they beat the analyst estimates. And the way those work is there will be 2, 3, 4 of those analyst estimates out there on Wall Street. And they all are kind of in line a little bit, because if one guy is like $1.50 higher than the other, then he looks bad either way to his boss if it misses, and he looks bad to his peers. So it's all a little thing, okay? It's all a little thing that they come within like 50 cents of each other or whatever it is. But they're close, okay? You just start looking at them, you'll notice it. It's actually true. I said there's always something behind the scenes that you're not supposed to know, guys, okay? So on and on. Now you're actually, because you're getting earnings and momentum and institutional support and revenue and beats, and they're hiring analyst estimates and you're beating estimates, well, guess what? You get more momentum. You get one more of those big earnings, and now you have retail coming into the participation phase usually, and then what happens? You start to turn into growth. And guess what happens? You now have a high PE. So when the PE is high, the demand is high, okay? Therefore, the price action is high. It's in favor. It's becoming a leader. It's gone through a full acceleration cycle. Well, guess what? Just like the stocks go up and then down in a mountain in 4 market phases, and they have the cycles like I explained to you, okay? Just like that, well, the acceleration goes up the mountain to high PE, and then it decelerates and goes all the way back down to the bottom. Why does it go to the bottom? Why does it go all the way from a high PE and growth all the way back down to the point that the institutions don't even want to pay for the analysts to watch the stock anymore, to the bargain basement PE, because they decelerated? They couldn't meet estimates. They started missing on earnings. They fell out of favor. Their sector, it all goes in a big circle. So no, PE doesn't play. What plays is supply and demand, okay, risk and probability, and sectors and leaders, position sizing and capital protection, a system that's proven, that works, and that's how you make money. And as soon as you deviate from the system, you sleep in. I don't know, forget to set a stop loss, God forbid. Whatever, you just messed up, you went to the bathroom for too long, you left the screen and you didn't set a stop loss. Whatever. That's when problems happen. But with my system, if you can just be on point and just literally learn what I teach you, and you can watch the screen and you can click a mouse and you can have your mouse charged and your keyboard charged and you can literally do exactly what I say, like without question, literally, robotically. If this happens, you buy. If this happens, you sell. If this happens, you short. If this happens, you cover. If this happens, you buy. Okay? And then you're going to do, I'm not going to get all into it. All I'm asking is just check my story. Check my story. Go down into the Discord link, okay, and ask some people, and find out why I'm up 30% already on the year. Well, I told you I could see the future. And I told you I had a good system. And I told you you could print money. I told you that I knew what I was talking about. And everybody is freaking out there. And I'm not. I don't need 300 grand to live for a whole year. And I'm already retired with a lot of money. I'm sitting in a gorgeous $3 million estate on the water right now. Like I don't need it, but I don't spend 300 grand a year. That's a lot. Like I don't need to spend that, maybe half. Like if I want to like take some trips and stuff, but I don't also have debt. Like pay my boat cash, pay my Bentley cash, pay my Maybach cash, pay my 7 Series cash, pay my house, mostly cash. I have a tiny bit of debt on my house. So it's like, what do I need 300 grand for? I don't. I'm just literally like working my tail off to prove it to you guys. And I'm the beneficiary. I'm the one that has the money. So I'm not going to stop because I like to trade, and I also am addicted to making money. And but if you have parameters, okay, if you know exactly when to enter, and you know how to cut your losses quick, and if you don't know if it's like a loser, you at least have a max loss point as a parameter, and you cut your losses quick and you apply them to your winners, never more than 5% from the pivot or the base breakout, and you scale in, and then you learn how to scale out, and you just have all the parameters from that really good system, and then you apply my technicals, which takes that system like to the whole next level, takes it to a whole new level. Like, I thought that system was like bar none the best, and quite frankly it is bar none the best. But when you add in the technical stuff that I figured out, it's like game over. It's game over. So I'm not worried about making money. I'm not worried about a crash. I'm not worried about a war in Russia. I'm not worried about any of it. I'm just worried about if I'm wasting my time on YouTube because you guys either want to learn or you don't. If you don't, just, I don't know, unsubscribe. If you do, jump in the Discord for free and start learning. And you will have to pay $99 a month, but $99 a month. I remember the first one of the first people that signed up for $99 a month. It was the very first day I did a trade alert, and they had paid the $99 like 4 hours before that. I did a trade alert, and they said that on that first trade alert that they paid off the entire year of $1,200 in the first trade alert. And that's been going on nonstop. I mean, 90% of the monthly subscribers upgraded to annual. That's like unheard of in the business world. 90% upgraded to annual. That's ridiculous. That's like such good numbers. That's remarkable. And I don't know. I mean, if I go, I mean, I'm considering a lot of things right now. I'm considering writing a book about this system. I'm actually considering joining the World Trading Championship, possibly. I have a lot of things on my mind. But are you going to literally like pay for the book and read it? Or are you going to let the guy that writes the book teach it to you? I don't know. I don't know. All I know is I'm going to continue to make money, and most people, because I know about risk, probability, and odds, and all kinds of things, okay, most people, a very high chance with a very high probability, are going to lose a lot of money. And with a very high probability and a very big chance, the market's going to come down. And with a high probability and a very big chance, we will enter a recession. And with a high probability and a very big chance, the housing market will get beaten up and values will come way down. These things are going to happen, okay? But they don't have to happen to you. And they're certainly not going to happen to me. So no, I'm not going to dollar cost average. The only thing that I believe that you should ever like truly dollar cost average on and put money in at the lowest price, even if it's a falling knife, whatever. I won't do it that way ever, but I'm just going to say, like, I believe that the number one investment that you could literally have for yourself is probably Bitcoin. The three biggest and best investments, in my opinion, besides like family and health, okay, but like financial investments would be real estate, probably Tesla, and Bitcoin. And I'm huge on Ethereum as well. I love Tesla, even though Tesla will go through market phases and there will be a time that it comes down. There's nothing saying right now that it's time that it's coming down. It is literally, I heard this great statistic actually that I didn't know of. It was really good. Okay, remember I told you about the 600 market leaders that made the biggest gains? I'm talking about like 1,700%, 2,800%, like big gains over the last 120 years. Well, out of those 600, after there was a bear run, only 3% of them became leaders again. Now, here's something interesting. Tesla is in the 3 percentile. Okay, and guess what else is? Bitcoin. Real estate, Bitcoin, Tesla. If you can only pick three, okay. I'm big into technical analysis. I'm big into like not buying the dip, okay. To me, that is the stupidest thing that has ever come out of anybody's mouth. And all of my mentors, who are the most profitable traders in the world, would literally agree with me. In fact, they stand by that statement, bar none, 1,000 million gajillion %. There's no pro trader in the world that buys the dip. They may buy off an impulse bull flag and a pivot low, coming back into a continuation pattern. That's different, okay? You want to establish a floor, okay? You want to buy off the pivot, okay? That's a difference than just averaging down for 6 months or a year, not understanding market phases and market cycles. Okay, that's different. You don't average down. You wait for it to establish a floor, and then you buy technically, okay, off the pivot. That's where you do it. But with Bitcoin, I mean, I told you it's going to come down to 39,996, and then it's going to bounce up. And if you watch my last video, here, I'll just grab a... Do I have it? I do. Okay, so you have this right here. Okay, this is what's called the magic T theory. Okay, from the all-time high to the bottom, there was 11 steps down. They're all technical major points of support and resistance. I had said, this is why I didn't make 100 videos, because I'm a no BS type of dude. I said, if this thing is coming down, it's making lower highs, okay? And when it made lower highs, I was like, why does this chart look so weird? Now it looks better. It's making lower highs. The very first one right there. That's where you get out, okay? Very first one, lower high. You know it's going to hit the fan. Next comes the red cloud, then the purple candle. Before you know it, it's a red ribbon. Who told you? Right here at the beginning. Once it goes red, it becomes quite devastating. Look at the last time. Okay, I said it. Then everybody's like, well, Chris, where do you think it's going to go? And I thought it was going to go up, to be honest with it. In December, fibs, everything told me. But you can't mess with whale manipulation. And you can't mess with people that have a lot of money that correlate Bitcoin to inflation as a hedge, and then know that the Fed is going to come out, raise interest rates, lower inflation, which is the reason that they own it, because it's correlated to inflation, and now inflation is going to come down, therefore the value of Bitcoin is going to come down. Therefore, this is pretty easy to understand. So from this date to this date, it was ironically 60 days exactly. Okay, so in the magic T theory, and I had said, get out, okay, it's going to come down, and where's it going to go to? And I tagged this line, I don't know, months ago, green. He said it's going to come down right here. Why right there, Chris? Because this is where crypto winter begins. 39,671, it says. Okay, it's the neckline. It's crypto winter begins. And I said it's going to probably come right down here and then start bouncing up. I know that this is a controlled chart. I know this is a manipulated chart. I look at charts all day long. So, it comes down, it hits the pivot. I don't know if you can see that, but that, literally the wick on this comes right to the green line. Perfectly. Absolutely perfect. It doesn't even go a tiny tick below it. It doesn't go a tiny tick above it. It comes right to the line and it doesn't go through it. You're telling me that's not manipulation? I said Bitcoin is going to come down to this pivot and then it's going to bounce up. And then I explained in that video what everybody's looking for. And that was right here. Okay, right? It came back under the purple and I explained all this stuff. And I said, this is what's going to happen. It's going to come down. It's going to bounce off the line. This is before all this to the right was in here. It was right here. And I said, I think it's going to come. It's going to bounce off this line. This line meaning this line, this blue line right here. Okay? And it wasn't there when I made that video. It was over here. And I said, it's going to bounce off this line and it needs to get above the purple line. It's critical. And then it needs to get above level 1. It came down 11 steps. It needs to go up 11 steps to get to all-time high. So I figure it's going to go boom and bounce. It's going to probably flirt and come down like it already has twice now. It's going to go up and come down like I said it would, and it's going to bounce off it again. And if you go watch that video, I say it's going to take its sweet time. Well, its sweet time is 60 days from yesterday, or 60 days from this day, which is January 10th. Okay? And by March 10th, I think it's going to be back at all-time high if the magic T theory holds. Now, many things have happened in charts that surprise me. You know, a lot. There's always catalysts. There's always people that have fear and hopium, and you know, there's always all this news that drives things, and none of it to me really matters because I just get my news from the charts, and if it goes up, I go up with it. If it goes down, I go down with it. And I get in usually before people, and I get out before people. Do I get in at the very bottom? No. Do I get out at the very top? No, but I come pretty close. And my system gets you a win rate of at least 7, 8, sometimes 9. So it's a really good win rate. It's critical. You only need to win like 3 out of 10. So getting that kind of win rate is pretty remarkable. And that's why I make so much money. I started with 350K and I rolled it up 1,300% to 4.5 million. Yeah. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, that's what I did. So now I've honed in my system, and it's accelerating to no end, because when I did that, I didn't know all the things that I know now. So now it's like, okay, you got 4.5 million. Why can't you go make like 40, 50 million? Like, you can, you know, now that you have this thing kind of figured out, and you know who you are. You know that you can cut losses, like whatever. You're down 1,000. I just cut one. It was down $1,200. Like, done, gone. I don't care, because you cut your losses quick. You let your winners run. Okay. Look at it like this. Think of a stock or a crypto as somebody. Okay, you're the business owner, and you need to hire employees. The employees are stocks and crypto. Okay, they put in an application. You read the application, you say, okay, I'll hire you, Bitcoin. Okay, I'll hire you, Microsoft. Okay? But then they don't perform. Okay? They show up late. They're smoking in the bathroom. They're sleeping with the secretary. They just suck. They just suck. They're a waste of your time and a waste of your money. So guess what? You got to fire them. You got to get them out. And then you got to just hold on to that money, that payroll money, and might as well throw it into the ones that are staying overnight, staying for a week, and staying for 2 months, and they're performing and doing well. So you cut your losses quick, you fire them. You take all the applications you can, you hire them, and then you weed them all out. You got a small loss, and then certain ones are going to accelerate. Okay? They're going to grow. Your garden is going to flourish. Okay? You with me? All right. I could teach you guys a lot. A lot. I want you guys to make a comment. I want you guys to like it. I want you to subscribe. I want you to do all that blah, 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 whatever. But I want you to share it with a friend. Do you know somebody that wants to make a lot of money? Right now, I plan to stay on YouTube and try to help you. But you guys got to know, I don't need to. I'm just trying to do this for you guys. Like, I'm doing it for you guys. It's a lot of work for me to edit and render and spend my weekends filming and, you know, giving you guys content, and it's a lot of my time, you know, and I don't mind doing it as long as people are grateful and they are learning. And I know the people that have signed up are learning and they're grateful. Therefore, I'm certainly going to keep doing it. But, you know, I feel like the information that I have is so valuable, like so valuable. I just feel like it's very, very valuable information, and it could help a lot of people. And that's it. You know, like, I'm here to try to help. I fed 50,000 children last year with my money. And it wasn't that much money, but I did it. I also bought a ton of Christmas presents for little kids that didn't have Christmas presents or parents. Okay, so what I'm saying is that I like to help, and that I want to help, and that I will help. Okay, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help you learn. And what my gift is to you is education. I'm going to teach you something that is going to help you for the rest of your life. And all I ask you to do is like the video, come in the Discord, and if you really want to accelerate and make money, upgrade for $99, which is couch cushion money. It's nothing. Literally, I could probably look around and find $99 around me. It's not a big deal. You can cancel. I mean, I don't think you will. 90% of the people not only didn't cancel, but they upgraded to annual. Why would they do that? Because they're getting value, they're getting benefit. The other people that people have been listening to, I'm just going to tell you straight up, they're still trying to figure it out. Okay? They're way behind the 8 ball. Like way behind the 8 ball. I'm still living in news and media cycles and fear and unknowns. I'm way past that. I'm on a Zen, Jedi, Yoda, kill or be killed. Savage, trader, print as much money as I want, anytime I want, as long as I have Wi-Fi and an open market. Game over. So now I ask you, do you have what it takes to be rich? Some people don't want to be rich. Some people are scared to be rich. Maybe they have a drug addiction and they think they'll overdose. Maybe they have a brother they think will try to take it from them. I don't know what the reason is. I'm not a psychologist, okay? Some people are scared to make money. I'm the kind of guy that has always had risk. I've owned a whole bunch of businesses. I've tried a ton of things. Remember what I said about successful people? They're not successful because they're right or because they're lucky. No, they're successful because they work harder and they try more. Remember I told you about the Beatles. The Beatles made music and they didn't get signed by one record label in all of England. And they kept trying, they kept making music. And then they got signed and became one of the biggest legendary bands in the world. And Thomas Edison, the guy, used 6,000 different specimens. And finally, one day after, 50, 75, 100,000 tests, he figured out that one type of bamboo, when you carbonize it, was the filament for the light bulb. He worked harder and he tried more. Babe Ruth, he wanted the all-time strikeout record. Well, by getting that, and he did get that, he also got the all-time strikeout record. Successful people that want it work harder and try more. Okay? I work harder, I try more. That's why I have been a CEO of 3 global multi-million dollar companies. Okay? That's why I'm sitting in a $3 million estate on the water. I work hard and I try more. I work all night after the market. I work early in the morning before the market. I work on the weekends. And now I'm here doing YouTube to try to help you and then coach people and help them, because even if there's only a small amount of people, like 1,000 people that I coach or something like that, which I have a feeling when people find out how valuable this is, it's going to be more than I can even handle. Okay, but we'll take that step when we get there. But even if I only have a small amount of people, like 1,000 people, let's say, that 1,000 people that learn the ways of the Jedi, what I'm teaching, they can literally teach others, and it can be spread, and that will be a transfer of wealth through education, through a gift that I provided with years of hard work to create this system. Who loves you, baby? Welcome to the wheelhouse.